Hello everyone. I am back with another video. This video is about Trump offering 2 million federal workers a buyout. Now, we initially know that Trump signed an executive order for federal workers, all federal workers, not some. Well, I don't, the percentage, there were some federal workers still working in the office, but the majority of the federal workers were out working for like 5 years at home. So he signed an executive order stating by February 6th that everyone who's out working at home need to return to work. If you don't return to work, you will lose your job. So federal workers, you have until February the 6th to return back to work. Also, President Trump administration is offering federal workers a chance to take a deferred resignation, which would mean they agree now to resign but get paid through September. So you can go on and resign and still get paid through September if that's what you wanted. A senior administrative official told NBC News that they expected 5 to 10% of federal workforce to quit, which they estimated could lead to around 1 billion in saving. Wow, 1 billion in savings. So some of the peoples are willing to quit, and that will save America a lot of money. So all full-time federal workers are eligible, except for members of the military, employees of the U.S. Postal Service, positions related to immigration enforcement and national security, and other jobs excluded by the agency. Now, America taxpayers pay for the salary of federal governmental employees. Did you guys know that? We, as taxpayers, all of us who pay taxes, whether it's working, any taxes we pay their salaries, and therefore deserve employees working on their behalf who would actually show up to work in our wonderful federal buildings, also paid by taxpayers. So you got all these federal buildings all over the U.S. Just there, they're just empty. They're just completely empty. If they don't want to work in the office and contribute to making America great again, then they are free to choose a different line of work. And the Trump administration will provide a generous payout of 8 months. So if you don't want to go back to the office, guess what? You can still get that payout for 8 months. I'm not sure what it is. It depends on each individual salary. You could take that payout and just say, "Hey, I don't want to go back to the office." And then you can still have that money, that lump sum money, whatever it is, and you can still go out and find you another job. So the offer went out to all federal workers through a new system, and from the Trump administration set up that gives officials the ability to email all federal employees at once. So they got this new system now, where they sent out an email where everybody got the exact same email. Nobody didn't get anything different. The email included a draft resignation letter for them to review. If a person wishes to resign, they will be able to reply with the word resign. So all you got to do is read that email, and if you want to resign, you just hit resign. The resignation period will begin Tuesday and go through February 6th. Keep in mind, February 6th is like the deadline. If you choose to remain in your current positions, we thank you for your renewed and focus on serving the American people to the best of your abilities, and look forward to working together as part of an improved federal workforce. The email will be sent to federal workers to read. So that email went out for all workers to read. At this time, though, we cannot give full assurance regarding the certainty of your position or agency, but should your position be eliminated, you will be treated with dignity and will be afforded the protections in place for such position. So guys, it's no guarantee that if you don't take this buyout, that your position is gonna even be around. So it's like playing Russian roulette. You have to really sit back and say, hey, uh, I got to think what's best for me and my family. And it depends really on each and every individual. It really does. So the email also tells workers that if they resign under this program, you will retain all pay and benefits regardless of your daily workload, and you will be exempt from all applicable in-person work requirements until September the 30th or earlier if you choose to accelerate your resignation for any reason. So the Trump administration email saying it should not be viewed as voluntary. So this is not something that's voluntary. It's really up to the individual. The number of civil servants hasn't meaningful change since the 1970s, but there are more Americans than ever who rely on governmental services. Purging the federal government of dictating career civil service will vast and unintended consequences that will cause chaos to American people, some people think, who depends on the functioning of the government. I think it's going to be okay. They're going to move different people around, and those who resign, they resign, and they're going to move other people around to the designated apartments that they may need those individuals to work in, presiding, depending on who they keep. The White House official wouldn't say whether it was involved in certain efforts regarding this, but the subject line of the email was sent to federal workers as saying fork in the road. And also, guys, I wanted to mention that in that subject line of the email, Elon Musk's name was there. So, in other words, Elon Musk, he's working with this as well. Uh, it says here that in the subject line, Elon Musk used in the emails to Twitter employees as well. And Musk now has post-pending on X an article he called Fork in the Road, a fork in the road. So again, this is something that each and every individual have to sit back and think about. Is this something that you want to do? You may have some people, like I said, that don't want to go back into the office. They're going to work long enough. They may be coming up on a retirement within a year or two, and they figure, hey, let me take this. You may have somebody that say, let me take this, and just, they have a family or children, and they would take that payout and they just want to be home with their children, or they may just want to take the payout and find maybe a part-time job. A lot of people, depending what a lot of these federal positions are at, they may say, hey, is it worth me taking this money, or is it worth me driving in to work every day? We all know gas and traveling and stuff can be expensive. So everybody got to look at their situation on an individual basis and just decide what is best for them. What may be good for one person may not work for the other. So everybody, like that woman I mentioned in one of my other emails, not my emails, I apologize. One of my other videos I mentioned about the return to work by February 6th, about a woman and her husband. They moved to Mexico, and they feel, oh, they don't want to come all the way back to wherever they have to come to work. So that may be beneficial for them. It may just be beneficial for them to take the payout, right? And then try to find another job. So you federal workers, whatever you decide to do, start getting your applications together, start editing your resume, updating your resume. And hey, I think it may work out for the long run. We got over 2 million federal workers. All of those workers don't really need to be there. So they trying to size it down, downsize. They try to downsize it. because it's just really too many workers, and a lot of workers are lazy. They go in the building and they don't do nothing. They just getting this money and they not really pulling their weight. So now it's being said that, hey, here's this resignation, you know, here's a resignation that they're offering. It's not voluntary. They're offering this to federal workers, and if you want it, then that's something that you will have to click on that resign button. If you don't, then hey, you're taking a gamble. You understand? Do you think it's best to take a gamble? Because guys, it's no guarantee that their jobs are gonna still be there. It is not a guarantee. You know, um, they got to keep this in mind. They will not be given an assurance that their positions would be available. So, are you going to gamble that? Are you going to gamble the fact that, okay, uh, let me go on and go back to the office, or and risk your job not being there, or should you take the buyout? But either way it go, if you lose your job, as I stated, if your job is not there, either way it go, they're gonna make sure you get something. So, like I say, this is an individual basis, and they just got to decide what works for the best interest of themselves and their family. There are about 2 million federal government employees across the country. I thought it was a little bit more than that when I did my research last week for federal employees in 2025. How many? It was a little bit more. It was like 2.3 million. So, according to different articles, it's saying it's 2 million federal workers across the country, which means the administration expects as many as 200,000 may take the governmental offer. Yeah, that is a lot. You may, like I said, you may have some people who are coming up on retirement, and they figure it's best for them to go on and just take this. So the administration official said that only 6% of the federal employees work full time in the office. 6% work full time. Everybody else is working from home. But that figure was contradicted by the Office Management and Budget, which reported Congress in August that 54% of federal workers work fully on site during all working hours. Another 46% were eligible to telework, and they spent an average of 61% working hours in the office. Only 10% of federal workers were fully remote. So I don't understand. I mean, listen, I go to the office every day. My job is not federal, but I go to the office every day, Monday through Friday. And you got a lot of people that go to work every day. You got nurses that go to work. Everybody goes to work. Why can't they go back to the work? COVID was 5 years ago. When are we going to stop throwing up COVID? COVID, COVID. People are still making excuses for COVID, and it's like 5 years later. I don't understand that. I mean, COVID now is like a basic cold. You do have a few people here and there that may get COVID, but it's considered like a basic cold now. It's time to get up and go back to work, or you're gonna lose your job. That's just the bottom line. And then it's not even a guarantee that your job will continue to be around. So it's a tricky situation. It's like, man, you got like what till February 6th. February 6th today is what, the first. So you basically have until next Thursday. You have to next Thursday to make a decision if you wanna return to the office. Stephanie Miller, the White House Deputy Chief of Staff for Policy, said Tuesday on CNN the 2 million employees in federal government are overwhelmingly left of center because Mr. Trump was elected. It is essential for him to get control of the government, establish a process for political appointees, and review diplomatary spending grants, Miller said. So yeah, so that too, he put a freeze on all the federal loans and grants and things. He have to freeze that because he want to find out what's going on. Okay, Medicaid and Medicare, they will still, get their benefits or whatever, but he had to put a freeze on it. Federal workers at the State Department said that they had received the emails around 6:40 p.m. So by now, everybody should have received their email and deciding what they're going to do. So purging the federal government of dictated career service, civil service will have vast unintended consequences that will cause chaos for Americans. I don't think so. This program won't be available to personnel in the military, the postal service, as well as immigration enforcement and national security, or any other specifically excluded by their agency. So those who take the government offer will be exempt from returning to the office. So, like I say, this is something each and every individuals have to think about. Guys, what is it you would do if you work for the federal government, right? And you've been home for 5 years. 5 years. I mean, people have just got complacent and just gonna get comfortable with basically working from home every day. I cannot work from home. I got to get up and get out. I cannot be in my house every day working. If it's 1 day a week of work, fine. Maybe 2 days of work from home, fine. But 5 days a week of working from home for 5 years, I couldn't do it, guys. What do you do? Some people like working from home. I know my daughter, she had a work from home job. It wasn't the federal government. She was working with an insurance. It's like a different medical coverages and stuff, like Blue Cross Blue Shield and Aetna and Medicaid. People will call regarding that, and she have to get on the phone. My daughter, she got tired of working at home, and she went and got her a job in a hospital. She said she tired of working at home. So these people might feel, hey, they don't want to go back to the office. They're gonna get so used to working at home, they don't want to go back. But the thing is, what they also trying to do, they are really the trying to downsize. They trying to downsize it because it's just really too many federal workers. It's too many. So if they can downsize it, then and move people around to other designated areas in those branches, depending what people work, that will be better. And then at the same time, they will save money as well. So, guys, what do you think about this? Do you think this is a good thing? Trump is offering deferred resignation to governmental workers unwilling to return to work. If you don't want to turn to work, would you go on and take it? I mean, how much of a severance package would they give? How much would that buyout be? Some people, like I say, a lot of people may be at retirement age and they figure this is good for them. They're gonna go on and take it, or go on and take the package and try to get you another part-time job. I mean, so it's something to think about. Like I say, but every individual situation is different. You have some women who have small children, and they may want to be home with their children, so they probably will go home and take it. And of course they'll be they may have small children, they may have a husband, and the husband may say, sweetie, you don't have to stress yourself going back to the office. Go on and take the money or the buyout, and I will continue to support us. And then the woman, she can still be home with her children. You don't have to worry about paying for childcare too. If you're a mother and you got small children and a husband, and the husband go out to work, you go out to work, those small children got to go to daycare, right? Why waste money paying a daycare? Take the buyout, stay home with your small children, and let your husband continue to support you until your children go school age and go to school. When the children are school age, then you can go back to work part time if you choose to. But like I say, I'm not in that situation as far as having small children. I don't work for the federal government. I work, I do go out to work and work in in the office 5 days a week. I work for a really good company, which I like. I like my hours. I love the fact that I'm off all holidays and weekends. And I just know for me, I cannot imagine working from home for 5 days a week for 5 years. I would just be insane looking at these walls every day. But those people that work from home, they save a lot of money. And like I say, the bottom line is they spending out a lot of money and they're trying to downsize and save money. You got a lot of people that go to these offices that, they don't really pull their weight, right? They not pulling their weight. This may be something good for them. I know I was doing some research in the voluntary separation incentive payment, also known as a buyout, that allows the downsizing or restructuring to offer employees a lump sum payment, up to 25,000 as an incentive to voluntary separate. So, is it going to be 25,000? Is it going to be 50,000? You know, I don't know. Some people they don't want to. They figure, I'm not just gonna leave my job like that. Some people probably making more than $50,000 and they want to stay on. But again, take heed. You are taking a risk because you don't even know if you're gonna have a job or not. So they're gonna be trying to eliminate a lot of these jobs and move people around to different areas of the office and where they most need it. So it's really something that these federal workers have to think about, and time will tell. We'll keep our eye out. We'll look and see what they decide. If you was a federal worker, what would you do? Would you take the buyout? Say you got to travel to work every day. Say you got to travel an hour in traffic every day to work. I mean, thank God my job is like 10 minutes away. I'm blessed. Thank the Most High. I'm blessed. But imagine you got to be in traffic every day, going an hour or longer, say downtown Chicago, or going into the city of New York City, Manhattan, or whatever. Imagine you got to commute back and forth every day in that traffic. That can be a headache. I know I can't sit in traffic. I get so, when I do road trips, if I'm in traffic for too long, I get so agitated. It really drives me crazy. That may be beneficial for a lot of people to take the payout and get something closer to home. You got to think about it. I always try to make sure my jobs are as close to home as possible because the cost of the way the gas has went up with the Biden administration through the roof, and the wear and tear on your wheels. These roads, they not fixing these roads the way they should. No, I need to keep something no more than what, maybe anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes from where I stay, because I'm not trying to be commuting, traveling like that. So, guys, hey, I just want to come in and give my 2 cents on Trump offering 2 million federal workers a buyout, and they got to return to work by February 6th or lose their job. What do you guys think about that? Drop me a comment in the comment section. And if you like the video, hit the like button, share, and I will talk to you soon. If I'm not back this evening with another video, I will be back tomorrow. I know I definitely will be in tomorrow. I'll be coming in tomorrow talking about in the US there are only two genders that will be acknowledged, is male and female. So that's what my next video I'll be talking about. And you guys, you have a great weekend wherever you may be, and be blessed. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.